I say we throw the switch and see what happens.
Don't be an idiot.
We can't risk it. The chain reaction could spread to all the turbidium of the planet. That means meltdown.
A meltdown on a planetary scale.
Don't you think whoever built this thing thought of that?
Who knows what the hell they thought? They weren't human.
Maybe it's a trap. Maybe they want a meltdown.
We don't even know if this piece of junk will work. What is it? A million? Half a million?
Not 500,000.
500,000 years old.
Enough of that. So here we have the Total Recall game with the full art package. It's not completely finished. I need to do a little bit more on it, but give you an idea of where I'm going with this. So we'll just have a quick tour around the table. So first of all, we've got the back glass. So this is an image which was created for the anniversary DVD or Blu-ray release, which is absolutely fantastic. I mean, you couldn't get better than that. And then I brought some other artwork in here for the lower part of it, for the D&B section. And then as we go down the playfield here, you can see, first of all, starting with Venusville. So I added some art that I found for Venusville, which continues from the playfield into the plastics. So it kind of tells a little story of Venusville, including Quato lives there. And there's some artwork there for the drop targets, the 2 weeks lady. So coming down the playfield, we've got the Mars planet here, and then I just surrounded that with the texture of the actual planet. Coming further down here, you can see the plastics, three-boob lady, of course. This is another piece of artwork, which I'll show you where I got that from in a minute, which is there, and the same piece of art was used here. And then we come further down, and then we use the ladies. I always use ladies on the slingshots if I can. If they're attractive, because that's where you spend most of your time looking. So you want to see attractive ladies. So that's Sharon Stone, and that's the, I don't know her name, sorry, but she's Melina and Laurie. And then we come further down, and I just added some metal stuff there, which I might change. That's just a placeholder for now. And then we come all the way down here to the final step, which is the apron, where I've just added some rules there, and a free play card, and the logo there. And that carries on to the game room wall as well, with the cabinet there, and also the side wall thingy here. I mean, the side of the cabinet, and the side of the cabinet there as well. So the whole thing is decorated because there's an abundance of artwork. If you just go on Google, you can search for all this stuff. All right, so we'll just come out of this, and I'll show you how I did that. So let's just go to the playfield itself. So this is the playfield with all the bits and pieces added. So this is a composition, and what I've done is I've taken the central image here, which is a fan art that somebody created, and I've blended it with another piece of fan art at the bottom here, and I've just populated the rest of the empty space with some stars. And this is another piece of artwork that I found for Venusville. And then once you start adding all the circles here, which are for the lights and the posts, and then the inserts, you know, these bits take up quite a lot of real estate on a playfield. So really, you only really have to focus on the central part, and obviously give credit where credit is due. Original concept and build by Wild, legendary edition by Slam Titty Bom Bom. And then the black bits here are the plastics, and that's just a Mars texture up there as well. So that's the playfield, and then the plastics which go over the top. So there's Venusville with a continuation of that single art piece that I found. And the plastics, again, that's another single piece of art that I found that I've just moved over here as well. This is a repeated image there, repeat here and here, but that's underneath the ramp. And it's a solid ramp, so you won't even see that, so that's why I'm not too concerned about that. That's the texture around the Mars toy. There's just some metal stuff there. That's the only thing I could think of to stick in there, because it was such a small surface, so I just thought I'll put some metal plate texture in there. And then we come down to the lovely ladies, and the metal plate texture used again there. And then we use the some other artwork that I found for all these little segments here. So the rule card here is just a token, really. The rules are a hell of a lot more complicated than that, as they are in most pinball games. If you see a rule card, they only go over the very basics, but there's so much more in the game. And free play here with mutants. welcome, of course. Right, so if we go back to my little collection here, and I'll show you the source, the original sources that I used. So we'll go here for the main Playfield image. This is the main Playfield image that I found on the internet. I don't know who painted it, but it's fantastic. So I thought that's perfect for the central image of the Playfield. Okay, so I blended that with another image that I found on the internet, and that's this one, which I've used as a thumbnail on my YouTube videos. But I used the bottom section here. So this bottom section I cropped and blended in for the bottom of the Playfield. And that's it for the main part of the Playfield. And then the plastics were using this image here. Now, it's not a high resolution image, so the plastics are quite low res, but it doesn't matter to me. You know, I only ever play in HD. I don't play games in 4K. So you've got a whole bunch of things here you can pick from to populate the plastics. And the Venus fill image was... where's the Venus fill? There we go. So that's another piece of work that I found. So again, you can just move this thing around and use sections of it, and it tells the story of Venus fill. And there's Benny. And there's Johnny Cab. So that's what I used for the whole of the upper section. Oh, I didn't notice that. It's actually got the mark on the hill. I didn't notice that before. So that's fan art by somebody. I don't know who. If I knew who it was, I would have given them credit. So that's basically how I created that Playfield. Just blend it all together, and then I just populated it with simple squares for the inserts here and simple arrows for the arrow targets. And I don't have to add these little circles for the for the mechanics and the bulbs, but it kind of looks pretty cool when you do that, and it's good to sort of have a guide really in case I move things around accidentally. And the back glass was originally this one. This is created by Paul Farris for the Data East game that never was, and it's pretty cool. But that's what Wild used in his version. I didn't want to make my game too similar to Wild's game, so I created the this version instead. There you go. So that's how you create artwork for a pinball game, and it only took me a day to do all that. I did it all yesterday. Alright, so that's the end of that. I shall see you in another video. Toodaloo!